Our final story today is from East Africa. Imagine paying more for school education than for medical bills or health care. In Uganda, this has become a harsh reality for a lot of families. School fees have risen to $700 for a 3-month term. Some parents face impossible choices, forcing children to stay home. What's behind Uganda's tuition crisis, and how is it affecting the future of the country? Here's our report.
Every child has a dream, whether it's becoming a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer or an artist. But in the East African country of Uganda, these dreams are starting to feel out of reach. With each new school term, the cost of a better chance at life is rising. Parents are struggling to pay unpredictable and unregulated school fees, and the constant threats from schools demanding dues are becoming harder to ignore.
We are really suffering. The schools are never patient with us. Even if you're left with a balance of 1,000 shillings out of 10,000 shillings, they will send your kid back home. They don't care. They will send the child back home until you clear their 1,000 shillings. All they care about is just their business. There is no help at all.
The issue is not just limited to just Uganda. The goal of education for all appears to be slipping away for many across the sub-Saharan Africa. The region has had the highest dropout rates in the world, and one of the main reasons is financial burden. According to the World Bank, school fees is the biggest financial worry for 54% of adults in sub-Saharan Africa and 40% of the population in Uganda. Apparently, the price of educating a child is even higher than medical bills and other expenses.
There's a time when I reached a moment I went to the hospital thinking maybe it is malaria or what. When they tried to test my what, they are checking my blood pressure. They told me my blood pressure is going high. But I had so much worries because all of the children, some of them were still at home.
In Uganda, the burden of tuition fees is such that the government-funded schools charge almost $700 for a 3-month term. And when it comes to more famous, expensive and increasing number of private schools, the government does not try to interfere. The skyrocketing cost of school fee is significant for a nation like Uganda, where the annual GDP per capita was $864 last year. However, more than anything, it's the uncertain and questionable tuition hikes that haunt parents across the country of 45 million people.
Millions are being kept away. Because when you learn that there are schools where they pay school fees 150,000 for a whole